In this video, we're going to be talking about 8 business models that you can use for your app-based business. So that could be for an app that already exists or an app that you're planning on building. Probably works best if the app is still in the planning stage because it's easier to implement while you're formulating what it is that you want to create. The first business model we're going to be talking about is a paid app. That means you've created something and you've put a price tag on it. So on the App Store, the Play Store, when the customer goes to look for your app, they have to pay outright before they get access to it. Now, here are a couple of things I have to keep in mind if you do decide to go that route. First, consumers are used to things being free. Like if they're going on the App Store, most apps are free. Like billions of people are using Facebook for free. Billions of people are using YouTube for free. Like they expect things to be free. A lot of apps are free. Most apps are free for them to download and use. So keep that in mind. And second, you can't charge that much money for your app. Most apps that are paid are for 99 cents to a couple dollars. And even if you wanted to sell something for $1,000, Google will not allow you to do that. They have a very limited amount of money you can charge for. I don't remember the exact amount. I think I was trying to charge for an app for a couple $100 and Google was like, no, that's outside the limit, the maximum amount of money you can charge. So keep that in mind if you want to have consumers pay outright. There's going to be a lot of friction, first of all, and the amount of money you can charge upfront is minimal. It's not like physical products. For example, you could sell a book for $1 or you could sell a car for $700,000. That's not going to happen with paid apps. So keep that in mind. That being said, you can always upsell. You can have other things in there. You must make sure that the core functions, if you go that route, are fulfilled with them paying, because then otherwise you would destroy the trust between you and your customer. If things are other features that they really, really, really want or behind other paywalls on that app, that's not going to work really well at all. The second business model is subscription. So those are very, very common in streaming services. So Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube Premium, these are all subscription-based models. Those are really, it's a really good business model because it creates a nice business, because you know there's going to be money coming in month after month. Yes, there's going to be churn. You're going to have to worry about those things. That being said, though, it's not a one-time transaction between you and the customer. Like you're expecting your customers to pay a monthly, yearly, however way you want to structure it. That being said, you do know you have customers, and as long as you keep providing them value and they enjoy your product, you have a consistent cash flow, which is really good. And if you want to sell your business, that's one of the best business models for you to sell your business. The third business model is going to be white label. So white label essentially means is that you create an app that you can alter for other businesses so they can have their own apps. I've seen that done with other app providers. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head what exactly they're selling. So I'll give examples that I'm just creating off the top of my head. Let's say, for example, you're selling a booking app for mechanics. So mechanics want to be able to give their customer an app where they can book appointments to get their car fixed, and they want to be able to manage and send pictures to the customer so they can see what's happening, so the customer doesn't feel like they're getting ripped off, because that happens a lot with mechanics. Customers feel like they're getting ripped off. So this way the customers can manage everything. They can look, they can track, they can see, oh yeah, they're actually doing work on my car. They can get status updates. So that would be an app that a mechanic, a shop, paid you to build. And so once they've done that, now you can, if you didn't sign an NDA, you can then use that same skeleton and sell it to other mechanics, because you realize if one mechanic has that problem, there's probably others that have that problem. So then you can now sell it to them, tell them, oh, I can build something similar for you. I can change it a little bit based on whatever specific that your business needs. You have to make sure that it's very similar, because otherwise it's not going to be white label. It's going to be a lot of work. And then you make sure you brand it for them. So that would be a white label. And I think that's a really, really good idea, because businesses are more willing to pay, and they will pay a lot more because you can add a lot of value to the business and have them earn a lot more money from investing in this white label software. The fourth one will be SaaS. So software as a service. I see it as very similar to white label. The only thing is you create one platform, in that these businesses usually, ideally your customer is a business. So the business comes in to your platform and they use your software for the customers, and then they pay you. Another example, let's take this time a bike shop. So you've created an app where people can see bikes in 3D. Like they can have an AR experience where they see the bike, they see the different colors, specifications, and things like that. And so you can go to bike shops and tell them for a X amount of fees. That could be either one time, annual, whatever it is that you want to do. For X amount of fees, you will be able to put all their bikes into the 3D models, so the customers can see them. And if customers are able to see their bikes, they're 3 times more likely to purchase. So it's in their best interest to join your platform and pay those fees, because the return on investment is going to be greater. And so this way they can direct their customers to that app to see those bikes and then get sales. So that would be a SaaS model. The fifth would be advertising, which is very common also. So it's tied to the free, but we're not going to talk about the free model yet. So that would be the customers are just being served ads. So that's what Facebook does. Customers use a product, and companies are paying Facebook to display ads to their client base so that they can get sales. And so this is the business model, and it works. Facebook is a very big company. That business model does work. I'm not a big fan of it. That being said, it's a very successful one. The sixth one will be donations. I haven't seen that many apps that rely on donations, but it is something that exists. It's a model that can work. So it could be completely free, and then to support, if people love the software, they love what's happening, then they donate. They give whatever amount of money it is that they want. Or they can give $1, they can give $1 million. You just give them the option to donate whatever it is that they feel like they want to give. I don't really like that model, to be honest, because it's very unpredictable. The most unpredictable of all these models, because you just rely on people's goodwill, which can be nice. It's just very, very unpredictable. The seventh will be a marketplace. So marketplace are things like Amazon, eBay. What other marketplaces are? Well, those are the two that I can come up in my head at the moment. And essentially the way you are able to monetize it, which I think is the way, there's probably different ways, creative ways you can monetize the marketplace. One of the most common ways though is to get a transaction fee, either from the buyer or the seller. So you bring together buyers and sellers, and each time there's a sale that happens, you capture some of that money. And so you just get as many transactions as possible. You make sure that you have a bunch of buyers, you have a bunch of sellers, and they're interacting with each other, and that's how you're able to earn money. It could be very successful. I mean, all these business models can work. It depends on if they fit your business and your vision, and if it's a good thing for your customers, because at the end of the day, they know who's going to be paying. And the last one is going to be the free business model. So this one is, I put it in last, not because it's the least common one, it's actually the most common one. I was thinking of putting it first. The only thing is the free business model is so common, it has created a culture where people expect apps to be free. Like I said earlier, for the paid apps, like there's a lot of friction for people to even pay $1 because they expect everything to be free on the App Store. So it makes it easier for you if you have a free app, because that is the market's behavior. The market expects you to have free apps. And the second reason why I put it last is because all of the business models that we spoke about earlier are things that you can implement with your free app. So if you want, like YouTube, for example, YouTube, you create an account for free. You can post videos for free, you don't get ads or anything like that. If you want to consume, you can consume for free at first, and then there's going to be ads. So that's a business model to use. And then you can get the YouTube Premium. So that's another value ladder that happens. Spotify is similar. Spotify is, you get download for free. You can listen to music with ads, and then there's a subscription. So these, with the free app, it's for you to capture people that are interested, and then you can figure out which model would work best. I'm not a big fan of it because I don't like it creates a culture of getting things for free. But having said, it's not a battle really worth fighting if you don't have to fight it, because people are already expecting it. It's really hard to break habits of people, especially when billions of people are expecting things to be free. So I would highly recommend you not to go against that. Even if you don't like it, it is what people are expecting. So until people's behavior change, and it's not a worthwhile battle for you, you will have to invest a lot of money and time to change people's behaviors. So might as well go with the flow and find out ways where you can monetize your app best. Let me know which business model that you're more interested in. Which one have you implemented, and which one do you really think works best? And which one do you think is worse? Let me know too.